the line, they're setting the pace. Testing InfluxDB in the United States. Is it serverless? Is it a breeze? Join the live stream and see with me.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Such a vibe. Such a vibe.
Dude, that one was awesome. I'm excited for this one. I don't know where we come up with this stuff.
Yeah, it's like I just asked you early in the week. You're like, back to the future.
Back to the future.
Like, yes!
Yeah, let's do that. I feel like we need a Goonies one coming up soon too. I don't know like what we're gonna do with Goonies, but I feel like
we got to stick into that 80, 90 vibe. And
I feel like I was an 80s baby, so kid. So I lived there. You're an honorary member.
Yeah, close. I was
Close.
It's fine. I make it.
All right, yeah, you get grandfathered in.
Cool. Well, welcome everybody. Ben, what are we trying to do today? Why is it Back to the Future?
We're gonna do something.
Doc, what are we doing today, Doc?
Well, Marty, we're gonna go back in time with a time series database called InfluxDB. So Influx has been around for a while. I haven't used it in like 7 years, and they released a serverless product. So we're gonna see if we can build an API with Influx and API gateway and see what we can get into.
Yeah, and I've never done time series. I've never used Influx, so I'm here as a newbie.
Yeah,
and this time we're changing it up, and we're letting Ben.
We're gonna drive.
Yeah, he's gonna drive, and he's doing what we said. Sam.
We'll do Sam. Yeah.
Go. You said.
Yeah,
I've never done Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do some Go, because I think if I look at the Influx, documentation, their SDK supports Go, C#, which we're not going to do. We could do JavaScript, but I'm terrible at JavaScript actually. So
since you're driving, you can pick whatever language you like the most.
All right, I haven't done Go
do they have a run?
Either. They don't. They don't.
No,
they don't.
Okay.
So that would have just topped it off. But we may get into. We'll be writing our own client at this point. So
yeah,
and somebody wants to crank it up to 11. We've got some Spinal Tap fans out in the audience too today. So that's another one we could do. And we haven't even gotten into Monty Python. So there's a lot of thought.
There's so much. You look different, Michael J. Fox. Yeah, it's again, we time traveled.
Yes.
And we're mixing a little bit of the multiverse. So I'm a different version of the Michael, The
multiverse. All right. So how do we get started? Like I haven't shared. So let's see how you mean to share my screen and see what we can do. Let's see if I can do something here.
Yeah. Pretty sure you can share a screen.
I'm going to share. Do I share my entire screen? Would that be too bold?
It's remember the doggy collar? We don't have that yet. And I struggled when because you're probably switching from Vim to the Influx console and whatnot.
Yeah.
If it gets crazy and you forget to switch the screen. So I've been doing the full screen now.
I'm just going to full screen it. So how about that? Like, whoa, I feel like I'm recursively seeing myself. So, all right. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
There you go.
All right. So oh my gosh, that's even wilder. Look at that. So if I go out to Influx, like what is Influx, right? So let's start there and see what InfluxDB is. So InfluxDB is a time series platform. And so what did we say we were going to do, Andres? We were going to build an API. This is weird. Hang on. I got to be able to see you at least. So maybe I drag this over here so I can see a little better. Let me create some windows. I'm still getting my head.
You're a single screen.
Yeah, I am actually, which is wild, isn't it? So I'm a single screen Go developer today. So I can't do that either. So just yell at me if I can't see you and I do something silly. So Influx is a time series database, right? So like you said, you've never used a time series database, but essentially it's data stored on like a time axis, right? So like if you think about it, events and everything is going to be stored on purpose. So why don't we why don't we put together like an API that like allows us to create some data, and then we can see about how to query it and see kind of what that looks like and go from there and see how far we get.
Yeah,
I love it. Fair. All right, cool. Well, let's jump in. So I'm going to start off with
and zoom in a little bit there for me. I can't see that.
How about that? Is that
a few clicks more.
Oh no! How about that?
2 more. There we go. That's a lot better.
Oh, this is going to be wild. So let's go ahead. What are we going to do? Run SAM init to start a new project? That sound fair?
Now you're wanting to start. We want to start an API, right? So
yeah. So
we can do the quick start. I had sent you one that includes like a hookup to a Lambda and all that, but we can do.
I didn't read that. I'm sorry. I didn't do my homework.
It's all good. Because you can do the custom template. I can send you the URL. We can start that one up.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to start from just the Hello World or from one of these API ones?
Let's do the Hello World.
All right, let's do Hello World. Popular. No, we're not going to use the Python. We're going to go. No, we're not going to do that. So we're going to go number 6. You've probably never pushed number 6 before, have you, Andres or Marty?
I have never. No, Doc.
So number 5 is the Amazon Linux original, and now we're going to go Amazon Linux 2023. So let's go. Yeah, kind of fancy. Oh, I can't see my bottoms part of my screen. So let's do this. There we go. Package type zip. I don't want to do an image. No, I don't want to send data to X-ray. That sounds bad, and I'm not going to do that either. So.
We were just talking in the chat about observability and all that, and you're like, no.
Yeah, no. I'm getting rid of it. Structured logging, we're not doing any of that either. We're going to call this Save the Clock Tower. There we go. Awesome. So we've got what? Oh, look at that. Save the Clock Tower. So we're going to CD in to Save the Clock Tower. All right, and then here we go, Andres. You ready? Oh, no. This is going to be so wild.
I was waiting for a code dot. It's like, no,
there's no code dot. And I'm excited to stumble my way through my 4-week. Watch this, Andres. I didn't even touch the mouse and look at that stuff pop up. Wow.
It looks different as a viewer. It
does it?
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, I know. All right. So what do we need to do here? We've got a basic function, right? Which is going to look like Hello World, right? And so in Go,
I'm going to answer just quickly is yes, Ziad, we're going to be using the Influx Cloud.
Yes.
Serverless, they have an offering that we're going to try out.
So we're going to change this from Hello World. Actually, tell you what, we'll leave it as Hello World for right now so we can just kind of test it out. So we've got our basic SAM template. Oh, I'm looking at the TOML file. My bad. So here's our template, and we've got our Go function. And we've got Hello World bootstrapped. I don't like this x86, but we'll leave it alone.
That shouldn't be the default anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty. I may have an older version of SAM. That may be what it is. And so we've got 100. So all looks pretty normal, right? Let's test out if we can run this thing and see what it looks like. Uh-oh, I messed up, Andres. I am not. Hang on 1 second. Let's do this. We're going to start our terminal multiplexer. Ooh, look at that. So let's jump back in, and I'm going to jump in here, and I'm going to jump in and go, let's do a SAM build, right? See if this thing builds. Looks pretty good. And you want to do a deploy and just see if it gets out there. Make sure everything goes. Just to kind of start the process off.
Yeah.
All right, so... And that should have registered what? Should have got us I pre-logged in. So let's see if it's still there. I'm kidding. I didn't pre-log in. I was actually working on some stuff. So I was already logged in. This music is fantastic, by the way. I'm going to have a really hard time concentrating while all this goodness is going on.
The song is called Johnny B. Not So Good. Because I tried Zuno, and I was like, hey, can you create a song like Johnny B. Good, or just instrumental Johnny B. Good, and I guess they have copyright protection stuff. And it generated this, which is kind of
close. Yeah. I can picture you on your knees, like sliding through the gym floor while you're playing this, and kicking over the amplifier. So we're creating some resources, right? Like that's pretty normal. I'm not a SAM person. I'm becoming a Terraform person. I kid. I'm not really. But so anyway, so let's see what we should have got an API or a function, right? There's our Go function. It should be attached to an API gateway. Looks right.
Sweet.
Let's jump out over there. Let's fire up the old Postman here, just cause. Don't tell him what I was last logged in the Postman, so who knows what's going to show up. Oh, good. It's another. It's our GraphQL from last time.
Oh,
Amazing.
nice.
Yeah.
You work so much in 2 weeks.
I have done so much in the last 2 weeks in Postman. Just shows I'm not doing. I don't know what I do. So, all right, let's just see. So, hello. We have a missing authentication token.
Let's zoom in as well.
Oops. Sorry. There we go. Shot collar.
Yeah.
How about that? Is that much better?
Yeah.
You know what the
It's
problem
things
is?
you've learned. It's things you learn as while you do several streams. Now it's like, oh yeah, people can't see. I can see it fine.
And while you watch, while you're watching, it's much easier. So I don't want that. I don't want I'm just going to use this Lambda. That's totally fine. We're going to delete some of these. I don't know what this collection is. I don't really care.
It's called AWS Twitch. So
yeah, maybe I was on there. This is my Darko Postman collection. Let's rename it to Save the Clock Tower. There we go. Look at Postman go. It does exactly what we thought it would.
Who would have
Who would have thought? I know. All right, so should get yay hello from an IP address or from something like that. So good deal. All right, so let's see what we got. So we've got hello world. By the way, Andres, just in case you're wondering, I have not touched the mouse yet.
Oh wow!
I mean,
Super
we're not
proud.
even, there's no mouse thing going on at all. So in Go, you've got a function main, right? So this is our main event handler that we have, and so then that just basically calls this Lambda start, right? And Lambda start is going to call this handler right up here, and you can see based on what we had a API event proxy request, and it's going to spit out some information. So let's you want to use this to maybe create some events and see what it's going to take to get logged into our Influx console, and I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, we can start. I mean, we can go into Influx right now and just look at the setup and kind of what it says it offers as far as the serverless. I know people like it when we analyze the service and give our yay or nay on serverlessness or middle ground, like the NeonDB and stuff like that. So we can look at the pricing structure, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, let's go to log in. Maybe let me expand, make my screen a little bigger. No credit card required. That's awesome.
That's a big win.
That's what I chose. I chose the no credit card required. So if you look at Influx, we'll go back to the DB stand. Let's go back to their main page. Oops. This music is so amazing. So there's serverless cloud, right? So they've got a couple things, or three things, it looks like. You've got a cloud dedicated, cloud serverless, cloud clustered. So if you're in the AWS space, TimeStream is the comparable product to this. If you've never used TimeStream before, I think we were talking about it a couple weeks ago in Believe in Serverless, the Discord, but it's a pretty good product. But Influx is like tailor-made from the ground up, right, to work for time series. Like they've been doing it for years. It would make a ton of sense to evaluate what they've got going on. So it looks like they've got some usage-based pricing. You pay per data, pay per queries, pay per storage, and data transferred out. That seems pretty serverless, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like anything that stores data, you're going to pay for the storage for the life of it. It's never going to go down to zero because, well, you would have to delete it.
Yes. Let's see. Why can't I? There we go. So usage-based pricing. Yeah. So we're not paying for services or instances.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. We're on the free plan. I thought I had seen something where I was able to get more of like a, there we go. Choose the right product. I wanted to look at, I don't know. That's not really what I saw. Something where it was like, So they're saying for small workloads. Okay, I don't know what they define as small, but that's interesting. Cloud and then Influx clustered. So
limitless scale.
Limitless.
Yeah. So cluster is more on the on-prem side.
Yeah. Dedicated, fully managed. This is probably where you would end up if you were doing it large scale. But I would be curious to know what small workloads means. What's the performance comparison? I don't know what that means. They have an open source version, which makes a ton of sense.
Data ingest performance. Okay, this is just on their versions.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of rows per hour.
Yeah.
That's more rows than I ingest an hour. It's a lot of rows per second. That's kind of interesting that they the paid for version gets better performance. Okay. Probably has something to do with, I don't know.
They might have more control over the environment it operates in, but
maybe, but I don't know. That's kind of interesting, but yeah, I get it. So let's go back up here to the top and we'll take a look at what is our serverless option here. So you can see use cases, network monitoring, IoT, industry. Like I said, it's from if you've got to store data on a time series, InfluxDB is pretty solid. Elastic, fully managed cloud infrastructure. You can run it in any of these clouds. I don't see this.
No, it says subscribe, right? What?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe by in the marketplace or something, right?
Marketplace.
What is it? Yeah.
What's this Azure thing? I don't know what that is. I don't know what Azure is. And this Google company, I don't know who that is either. So keep going. Azure. I'm not sure who that is. I'm gonna keep scrolling. It started quickly, better write throughput, reduction in storage costs, faster queries for high cardinality, cloud features, single data store. Okay. Native SQL. We may have to try that out. Not sure what that means. Low latency. I like low latency. I don't know what is low latency. I always like things like that. Like low to who? Like to my mom, like might be 5 minutes might be low latency. I don't know, but low to me might be something completely different. Data compression. Hi mom, if you joined. She said she might jump on today, by the way. So I don't know if she did.
Got Parquet for compression.
Yeah.
Seems pretty legit, right? And as far as time series database, this is the one I've heard. I mean, like, I've heard of time series, I've seen it, and I've never used it myself. But Influx seems to be the
way to go,
de facto tool.
I can tell you this: if you're at reInvent and you see their booth, get their socks because their socks are legit.
Oh, really?
I've got a ton of InfluxDB socks. Yeah, they're legit. All right, well, cool.
So they bought your opinion, Ben. No.
Yes, this is no longer unbiased.
No.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad. Yeah, it's all coming out. It's
sorry, people. We need to take off. We can't continue.
Ben's been bought by Influx for their socks. No, they do have good socks. But let's. All right, let's see. So, all right, cool. Well, let's see if I'm in. So this is me logged in.
And just to summarize, overall, it feels as serverless as you can get with this type of tool. Yeah, it
feels very neonish, right? Like you guys in Neon a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so everything is pay as you go. And you pay for the processing at that time, right? So you're not paying for an instance running a specific workload or non-workload for any amount of time. So,
yeah. I feel
now
like
it has my thumbs up right now.
If I remember the very first Believe in Serverless live or meetup between you and Alan, it meets the criteria, as we say. So it is serverless legit. Bona fide serverless. Man, we like a serverless stamp. We can stamp on something to say.
I was trying to find it. I don't. This the gremlin in the background.
Yeah, well, I can't see you. Oh, there you are. I thought you were like grabbing a gremlin. I was like, holy crap, he's grabbed a gremlin.
There it is.
Oh, there's Jay. He has had good experience with TimeStream. I have too, Jay. My mom does not call me Calvin or Marty. Daryl, but that's a very. She calls me.
Okay.
Does not call me Calvin. My mom in 1955 was not as young as Elaine. Anyway, go. You're digressing. All right, so that was heavy.
Yeah, that was heavy. That's heavy, man.
All right,
we need to keep slipping in those quotes.
I mean, that was heavy. I mean, I'm going to have to get a tab here in a minute to calm myself down. Tab was legit. I like Tab. Anyway, totally sidetracked. I feel like I'm less distracted when you're driving. When I'm driving, I feel like I'm all over the place. So feel free to shock me if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Talk about this screen. So you're signed in.
I'm in.
And you got the credit already?
No, I didn't get free. I'm on free. There's no credit card driving this train, required to ride on this train, as Huey Lewis would say, which is more Back to the Future. So you see how I slipped out of it. I am under my business account, but looks like you can have some organizations and some billing. I've called this this environment that I set up. I called it live stream. Ooh, this might be bad. We're in US East 1. We may have to take that into account because I believe I deployed our stack into US East or US West 2. So we're gonna have to look into that.
Okay.
Settings. Yeah. No billing. I'm on the free plan. Looks like I can hold max retention for 30 days. I can read 300 meg in 5 minutes. That's a lot of megs in 5 minutes for time stream. And I can write. That's a lot. That's like Kinesis, right? 1 meg a minute or whatever the write through is. Max buckets. I don't know what these mean yet.
Yeah, so we'll start piecing those things together. So yeah, there's the. Oh, you get okay. Yeah, so you're on the free tier and you get those limits. You can get a free credit if you sign up further.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah, like we can get off and running. Like, and I kind of like it. I like being on the free tier. Like I said, I didn't have to give them a credit card. Which, if you ever like. I always like it when I sign up for things, and I won't name people who, because some of our favorites do this. I have to give them a credit card even if I'm on the free tier. I like not giving a credit card to be on the free tier. So
it's very useful, right? It's and we did a live stream with Temporal, and they don't give you a free tier on their cloud offering, but just like Influx, they have an open source version. So it's kind of like, hey, if you want to operate for free, you got to use the open source version. So I'm like, that was cool like 5 years ago. Like, free tier serverless feels like the new run the open source version. Like, I just don't like having to run things anymore. Like, I'm getting lazy. This is super nice. And so having no credit card requires a really nice touch signing up for us to play around today. And these are reasonable limits. Like, you could build a reasonable thing with this. Anyway, it's good POC, or I mean, if you're looking at it for a company, it gives you time to really assess the product.
So we got a data explorer. We can start typing SQL. I don't know what any of this means yet, but I guess we're going to get into it as we start configuring things up.
Yeah, and I can browse the docs as we move on.
All right. Well, cool.
But yeah, because I took note. I want to know what tasks, buckets, and checks are, because those are things that show in the dashboard.
Yeah, I agree. Keep me honest here, Andres. All right, so, well, let's, and then I did some perusing early on. Here's some Influx documentation, client libraries, language specific that integrate with InfluxDB 2.0 and support 1.8 and 2.0. We've got, look, an Arduino.
Arduino, nice.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, time series and IoT are match made in heaven.
Where's James? James would be all over that one. I don't know anybody doing C# anymore or C++. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like Jay, I know he is. I know Jay loves him some PHP, so he'd be all over that. And then there's Python. So we're gonna start with the Go client, which it opened me up into a GitHub repo. I didn't know that was coming.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was gonna. Yeah, I guess you need to install that client. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can get going here. No pun intended. But features, query data, write data. I don't know what a line and a data point protocol are. I don't know what any of these things are. So we'll get into that stuff. You said don't do a ton of homework, so I didn't do a ton of homework.
Yeah, that's what's fun about these. It's like, what is this? And that's how we started with AppSync. It's like, what is a mutation? And then we go from -5 to -1 and the
learning. Yeah, exactly. So I will get to that. So, all right. So we are definitely running Go 1.7 or greater, and then we're going to add the library by adding it right here.
Daryl says no COBOL client plugin.
Oh man, there's not. We were talking about that the other day. That's what I spent a lot of time in 1999 doing. Getting ready for Y2K with COBOL. That's all. That stuff was paying like crazy back then. Yeah, I know, Jay. We know you don't like it, but we know you secretly do like PHP. Like, I know you just want to. He puts up a front in public.
Yeah.
All right. So then Go, right? Like you have its package manager is not as cool as crates for Rust. Even not as cool as npm or yarn for JavaScript. But it's it bases it off of GitHub libraries, right? So GitHubs and versions, and so when you run Go Git, it's going to fetch this into your local Go path so that you have access to it. And so we'll let's go ahead and set up our project just real quick. We need it's called a go.work file. So we're going to add I guess we could do this. We'll do a go work init. And oops, come on. Uh-oh, watch this. Come on, there we go. There is an error that started showing up recently, and I have not had time to debug it and exactly what it is. So just pretend you didn't see that LSP error for Go Please. And we're going to use, this tells Go that we want to use Hello World. Oops, Hello World. So that's going to tell us that we have a Go workspace because we're going to have multiple Go programs in here. And so we're going to be able to manage those dependencies. We're going to cd into Hello World. And we're going to do this. We're going to run the Go Git. Look at all that stuff it added. Yikes, that's scary. I like this. How cool this is. I haven't got to talk about this yet. How cool this little pop-up window is. I'm just fascinated. Sometimes I just do this for like 10 minutes as I pop my terminal up and down. All without the mouse again, by the way. So, all right. So we've got our Go function, which we probably need to change the fact that I'm deploying in. Hey, quick question. I don't know this. If my profile is set up for US West 2, can I override the profile region with an environment variable? Does that take precedence, Andres?
You have that profile for your whole environment, and then you're trying to set this terminal specifically to that.
Yeah, what do you think it does?
It should take precedence.
I don't know. It's
nope,
it does not. So I'm going to stop sharing real quick, and I'm going to go open my...
You can probably do -- region.
Yeah, I don't want to do that the whole time.
Yeah.
And let's see. I can't remember if I did this correctly or not. I might have been a goof. Oh, no, cool. Never mind. I can start sharing again. I actually did something, and this is kind of funny. I learned something new the other day. And you're going to go, wow. You really didn't know that. And I'm going to go, yeah, I really didn't know that. I actually broke up my config and credentials. I used to always put all my credentials in my config. And
oh, yeah. It's something I learned like a year or two ago. It's like, okay, config is more for the non-secret stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the credentials has, if you're doing access keys and secret keys.
Yeah.
I thankfully moved everything into the config one, and everything I do is SSO now. So I don't like access keys.
Yeah, no. So I didn't know I could do that, and so I was not sure if I had done that in this profile on this computer, and I didn't want to show you my secret in case you could remember this giant encoded string and like steal it and start like running up a bill on my AWS account.
You know, we would do that to you.
I know you would. I know that Jay would, just to prove that he could. Rakesh might do it too, honestly. I think Rakesh is on. So this says it's creating required. I don't believe you. This is frightening.
Creating.
This is frightening. I don't like it. I'm impatient, Andres.
Oh, come on.
Yes. Let's rebuild. And now I'm actually gonna deploy guided because I don't trust what it's doing. Yes. Yes. No, I don't want. Yeah, no, I don't want. I just go straight out there. Yeah, sure. Disable rollback. Yeah, no. Oh
no.
Yeah, it's okay. No authentication. We're going live on this. Sure.
Wild.
Going wild. Not. Yeah. Here we go. Default environment. Yeah, sure, it works. Awesome. Uploading to save the clock tower. This is wild. My wife's out of town this week on business, and I'm responsible for homeschooling our children while I'm live streaming on Back to the Future, and I see them running past the hallway, and it's frightening me.
Just running with fire. Ah!
Yeah, fire and other things. Who knows? But they got all their work done this morning, so I felt pretty good about it. But if I get a ding that says, "Can we have Xbox time?" I'll know that something nefarious is going on.
Yeah, my kids are out of school, but my wife is here, so
yeah,
I'm good.
Mine go year round. They rock it. They rock it all year because they get breaks in between. Quite a bit of breaks in between. Cool. So we're in US East 1. Let's see.
Yep.
Is my function there? So there it is. Cool.
Save
all right.
The clock tower.
Save the clock tower. There it is. I have to go get a new API gateway though now. I bet.
Yeah.
New endpoint. What's the likelihood that this live stream goes down because now we're in US East 1?
It's definitely more likely than US West, but
yes,
within this 2 hour time or an hour and a half that we have left, I think we're good.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be good.
We're gonna be all right. All right. So now we've got our thing, and we've got our so we've got our thing. Let's go back to the documentation and see what this thing says. So we've installed this. We've got to now add this import, but I don't want to add that import until because Go is gonna. Oh, actually, the Go formatter is going to remove it if I'm not using it. Have a friendly Go formatter. So we're going to create, looks like we're going to have an Influx client. Actually, we'll go ahead and add that. And so here's another interesting thing about Go. Speaking of kids, one just walked in the door. He's grabbing his work, he said. All right, so we're going to add the client. One cool thing about Go that's not normal in other languages is there is an init method or function. The init function actually lets us run stuff before main actually happens, which is kind of cool. So we're going to define a reusable client that whatever this is, I don't know what that instance is. It's going to create an InfluxDB something. InfluxDB client. Yeah, that looks good. Cool. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to, so in Go, we're going to need a token. If you create, if you use a variable with a colon, I'm basically creating a new variable, right? I don't want to create it. I just want to assign it. So what we're going to do is in our, you don't need semicolons either in Go. In our init function, we're going to say client equals that thing. Awesome. So we've got a client. Bad thing is none of that's going to work because I don't know what our token and our URL is. So let's go out there. Yep. See what do we do next? Like I don't really kind of. It jumped into basic example, but it didn't talk about like how to set this sucker up. So let's go find some guides.
Yeah.
Writing data. Yeah, let's do that. Let's write some data.
Just call the endpoint. It's always local. It's always localhost. That's what's weird.
I don't want localhost. I want me some serverless host. This is also version 1. I want version 2.
You're on the OSS. So that little drop down.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So the second one. Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Oh, good job. Way to go, Andres. That's even amazing. Setting it up.
If only we read the documents for real.
So
and look at everything.
Let's get us a CLI installed. Who calls it a CLI, by the way?
That sounds wrong.
CLI. So Influx CLI Homebrew. There we go. Sweet. Let's go install this.
Save it. Where we're going, we don't need Go. Let's just.
We don't. Do we? We don't need Go to go there. Get us a CLI. I had to do it, so I did it. So all right. I love homebrew. Look at it. I think I'm gonna go have a beverage later, a little bit after this.
It's the nice thing about doing this on Friday. We could do it with beers.
We could do it with beers right now. Like I feel like, yeah, maybe next week.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to get some good beer then.
Yeah, something not embarrassing. Alan always makes fun of me for the beer I drink, so I need something.
So I drink a lot of Miller Lite, so like it can't be any worse than that from embarrassing.
Yeah. We're in the same boat, so he's probably gonna think the same of us.
Yeah, that's all right though.
On the beer drinking aspect.
I always tell my wife, good thing I've got a high opinion of myself, so I'm all right. Like I'm not worried about it. I like my Miller Lite. So we need API key.
I'm assuming. Oh, there's secrets. Oh, there's API token.
I just missed it.
On the left side and the settings thing. No, there was one more. Go up. Up. There's API token.
Yes. Generate one. All access, baby. That's what I want.
Yeah. There's no credit card, so the worst that can happen is we run out of.
Yes.
We can run out and we end the stream early.
Yes. So let's do this for right now. We'll start off with just like dumping it in here. We'll create a variable for it at some point. But for now, we're going to put it. I guess we could, right? We could go ahead and
we can do this. If we don't have time, what I've done is I jump in there and clean it up. If we ever do like a part 2 or actually share this code,
publish it.
Yeah.
So so we generated a token. We could load data.
And I'm assuming it's like a CSV or stuff.
Load data API. Oh no. Okay, never mind. It's just tell me the diagram.
Okay.
It's that. Yeah, I guess if I was oh look, there it is. Okay, cool. Oh man, there I am.
So much simpler.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm that guy. Have you read the directions? No, I didn't read the directions.
No.
Where we're going, as David said, we don't need roads. So
we don't need.
Okay. Configuring authentication.
I'm assuming you have. Well, of course, I'm not reading. I'm jumping into what's highlighted. But there's Influx CLI.
There we go.
That's your host. Org name. You had the live stream org, and then your token.
That's for the CLI. I don't want the CLI. Oh, that's for the API.
Well, it's the API, yeah.
But I need an endpoint. That's my endpoint.
That client you were starting was for the V2 or the non-serverless.
All buckets.
Okay, telegraphs is another term I need to. So buckets is just like an S3 bucket. It's a location where the data goes.
Okay. So our API token looks pretty legit. It's saying that I don't replace the following. Some clients use host. We're going to do that. We'll just use that host.
Yeah.
So I'm in normal mode. So watch this. Ooh. Oh, look at the highlighting. And now watch. This is what's really going to blow your mind. Ooh, I pasted it right there over the top of it. Oh, look how good that was.
How's that different than what I do?
I didn't need the mouse, and I also didn't have to hold down Shift and hit some arrow keys. I was living
so inconvenient.
Yeah, Shift and arrow keys are so bothersome. Okay, so we have a client.
But I still think, is this the client we need?
I don't know.
Because remember, we were following different instructions before we changed to serverless.
Well, we were on this. Now Biff We're on V2, Biff, Marty. I'm just about to put the second code on now, Mr. McFly.
Okay.
All right, so we're on V2. I feel like it. This is the example. We have a client.
Okay.
We're going to need a write API. Okay. So what if we need an org, which we have one, and we need a bucket? Let's go create a bucket. And I want to use the CLI so bad to create this stuff, but I'm not going to do it. We'll use the GUI.
Hey, you're using the mouse.
I know, it feels terrible right now. I feel I need to wash this hand off. It feels gross. Live stream. There we go. See if I can use that. Never delete. Delete older than 30. This is back where, okay, I can only keep 30 days of history.
Yeah.
All right, live stream. And we're going to add a label. I don't know what that does. Demo. Ooh, make it purple. Sweet. Create another label. This is fun. I don't know what it does. We'll make that one green. It's kind of cool. Create labels on your data sources.
Okay.
All right. What's our org, Andres? I get that it's live space stream.
Or is it an ID? Or is it just the string? It's weird.
I know. It's kind of weird.
Because you can't go. Yeah, you can't open that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, with a space. Okay. So so let's copy that write API based on the client. Now, do I want to cache that? Let's cache that, or like memoize that a little bit. So we'll go up here. Write client. I don't know if that's, I don't even know what that is. Oh, it can't be. It's not, it's got to have a variable. So no, it's got to have an instance. Sorry.
And Ben, in our super private exclusive chat, I sent you a link
to
some docs.
Do I need to click them? I'm afraid to go over there. Is there anything else in our super private chat? I'm going to do it real fast so you didn't even see it. Whoa, that was
crazy.
Whew, man. I mean, I got that baby up to 88 miles an hour.
I'm surprised you didn't time travel with that one.
I know. You didn't even need Mr. Fusion. God, this really is like my favorite 2 hours of the week. Like, I'm not even kidding. I feel like
that was great.
There's just pure comedy. There should be a Netflix special made out of this. Anyway, all right.
Soon they'll reach out, man. I'm pretty sure they'll reach out.
Yeah, I mean, like if PGA Tour can get a full swing one, the Believe in Serverless live stream totally needs a Netflix like PGA full swing type deal. We've got some great personalities in our group. So, all right, cool. Let's go back to this. So let's get rid of some of this garbage.
It's
It's garbage. Going away. Bye-bye, garbage. Bye-bye, garbage.
Oh, look at that. It's so cool with Vim.
Yeah, I know. Look at it. It gives me all this stuff. I mean, it's so much better than VS Code. You have no idea.
I'm still surprised you operated with a single screen.
That bother you?
Yeah, it stresses me out a little bit.
I actually have my iPhone right over here, so I have just I'm kidding. It would bug you too that it's only a 27-inch.
Yeah.
I need to get Rakesh has a really cool 34-inch curve from Costco that I want. I want badly, but yeah. No, anyway, right API blocking, and that needs my org and my org bucket. Okay. Uh-oh, right line client. Oops, shoot. Declared but not used. Thanks, Go.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Oops. Oh, I outvimmed myself there. There it is. Okay, good. I'm back. All right, so we have I was nervous there for a second that I was gonna have to show how bad that was. We're going to write a point. Let's just do this. We'll write this point. I'm only going to write 1 point. Looks like sending a context, okay, which is nothing more than what you would think a context would be. It's going to be, we're going to write, I don't know what the difference is at the moment between an API blocking and a line record.
Let me see
but I'm going to go ahead and write some data.
Yeah. Maybe once we visualize the data, we can get a better idea.
What am I going to do, Andres? It's underlined. Uh-oh. Oh, man, look at that. Just like in VS Code.
Are they paying you, Ben? You can be honest. Are they paying you?
NeoVim is paying me to say this about VS Code. Yes, they are. I'm really not very good at it yet, but gosh, I love it. And I really think it's more just because, I don't know, it's just something fun. It's sad that at 45 that changing your editor into something like NeoVim would make me excited, but it does. All right, so we have a client, writes some data.
Yeah.
We could do this. I wonder what it comes back as. What does that come back as? Oops. Oh, I don't. Yeah. Oh man, I forget what my keystroke is to show what that actually is returning. How about that? Nope, that's not that. Nope. Anyway, so let's. I'm tempted to do here, Andres. Marshall.
Is it with 1 L or 2 L's?
No, it's just with 1. So I'm trying to remember if I want to Marshall. Hang on.
What's the term you mentioned you didn't know? Because
What's
I didn't either. It was
What's that?
data. You mentioned 2 things that it was asking for.
Block versus line writing. I think it was.
Versus
I think it's block versus line writing.
Block. Line. Line writing.
What was I will open VS Code because look, I'm cheating.
Oh no.
Oh, I know. I can't remember what my signature help is. Oh, it's Control C. That's what it was. Yeah, or Control S. Man.
Okay, so it seems to be basically a specific syntax. So line block is line protocol is a text-based format for writing points to the database. Points must be in line protocol format for InfluxDB to successfully parse and write point, unless you're using a service plugin.
Okay.
Okay, that's interesting.
Servo control.
And the other one was block format, I guess?
Okay.
DB block format. Just gonna dance this whole. I'll let you take over.
I know. Keep going. No, yeah, keep going. Keep dancing. There. Okay.
No, I'm
returns back a point, and I wonder if I can marshal that point to. I tell you what. Let's do this. Let's deploy and hit that endpoint and see what happens.
Did you change things to V3? That's the link I sent you. I think there's a V3.
No changes to V3. I'm on V2 though.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. So why didn't I get? I didn't get any. My deploy didn't rerun my build.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Doesn't. That's right. Should have. It knew what I wanted. CDK deploy does.
Come on, Doc.
I know. Sorry, Marty. I hit my head on the back of the toilet. That's how I designed the flux capacitor. Great Scott.
Great Scott.
It's me, Marty, from the future.
Man, there's so much more to time series data than just storing it and pulling it.
There is, isn't there? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, look at that. Faster than a DeLorean. Yeah, I am. I am a keystroke. I am exactly. I'm a keystroke snob. I wasn't till recently. You can blame Darko and actually AJ, to be honest with you. Like, I was happily living in like JetBrains land for like 10 years. And then I went on Darko's show and hung out with him and then AJ, and I was like, oh, now I'm a snob. Keystroke snob. Go away thing. All right, let's go back. So API gateway, we should have a new Lambda function, which, by the way, it really bothers me calling it Save the Clock Tower. I hate the naming, but whatever. So updated, we have a new endpoint. Let's see if I can create something. This should run.
Oh, 200.
Yes, we got a
What?
200. Oh, great Scott.
Let me pull Back to the Future quotes.
Great Scott. How come I can't find my bucket? Where's my bloody bucket? Where is that? I want my bucket.
There's a drop down.
Yeah, there's no bucket. I'm not happy now. Hold my bucket. All right, there's my bucket. Okay, cool. Now I want to query my bucket. There it is. Oh,
You just had to refresh.
I did refresh. I had to come back twice. So, all right. So let's run this. But why can't I? Oh, I have to select. I'm officially not smart. I can't run this query. How does that? Why won't that show up? Schema browser.
Oh.
I don't. No field name time. Select star from. What?
So there's measurements below. Let's see what that. Yeah.
Oh, there
that.
we go. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, look at that! Woo!
Is that what you posted?
I don't know. Let's go see. Yep, 24.5 and 45. So let's.
I need to get better at this. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, did you just? Yes, Air Hornet. Air. All right, that may be a bit obsessive, but I like it still. So what's kind of cool about time series, right, is like you can specify these windows. Run it for a minute. Ooh. No data.
Well, it should be 5 minutes. I mean,
ooh, there it is. What if I type
you
minute?
spent like 2 minutes just trying to enable that button.
That's kind of a nice thing. Look at that. What if I don't want to make it minutes because it's plural, but I can change it to minutes and it still works. Kind of cool. So
let's look at the graph. I like that there's just the graph there, right? But
yeah,
obviously we only have one data point, so it's not.
Yeah, and we can look at where time. Let's try to see if I can all times. It's kind of cool. A little dash for the query. Oh, because I got a where in there. Awesome.
Okay.
It's kind of cool.
SQL. Yeah.
Yeah, it's SQL-ish.
With
all right, well,
more
cool.
advanced where clause. Unless that's not SQL, the interval and all that. Okay. Cool.
It's the BIF clause. That's what it is.
BIF clause.
All right. So what do we want to do now? We can write data. It's not parameterized data or anything. What do we want to write in here? What kind of data do we want to capture? Andres, what's
do we want to do lightning points of data in time, and we have to go back to the one that got into the clock tower?
Yeah, so we can. So what was the date? Date on Back to the Future.
It's 1985, but yeah,
it was. Clock tower was going to be on 1955, November 12th, 10:04 p.m. So we need to be able to create some data. It probably won't let us. We can only store it Is it 30? Is it 30 days back?
Oh, I see. So it's not data retention.
I don't know. Maybe it is. But can I set the time to November 12th, 1955? I don't know that. What do you think? Time. Let's do this. It's been a while. Let's go look this up. Go time from string. This is how I basically code anyway. So you guys are getting a real life peek at it.
What's the tool you had mentioned you can simulate IoT data from? I want to see how that.
I have like all kinds of weird browser things going on. I've got interesting stuff going on. Things aren't navigating. My browser is no go at all. My history is up. That will not close. Ooh. I'm in a bad way, Andres. I'm going to come back. I'm going to have to log out for a second.
Really?
This is live. Yeah. I'm frozen. Like my Safari or Firefox is toast. All right. Okay. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Cool.
If I can even quit
it. You just got off the stage. Okay. So I'll just talk to everybody here. And I'm going to share my screen just on what I'm looking based on the share screen. I'll just do Chrome because that's all I'm doing. Window, this Chrome. So I've been just in the background. You can see all my tabs. It's when I'm doing research. So I'm just looking at the glossary and kind of, hey, what's a bucket? I'm looking for Back to the Future quotes as well. But here's what I had seen getting started with Go, right? So just so we can take a quick peek at the documentation. It kind of gives you, here's the line protocol stuff that Ben was talking about. So it's kind of a specific format that you store information in. I'm assuming the SDK and all that is taking care of that, sort of like the AWS SDK V2 took care of marshaling your data for DynamoDB. I'm assuming some of that is coming in here and storing it in this way. Obviously, just like we do data modeling, you have to do some schema design for better performance, I would guess. But yeah, a bunch of rules you can follow for all of this. But I'm going to continue going here, right? So here's their example of the construct line protocol, where we want to write data to Influx. For the first time, I'm reading full documentation, but it's done in measurements, and I'm assuming so if you're using an IoT device like a heart rate watch, it's going to keep doing it based on the intervals you have, right? So you're going to get a measurement, and you have tags and then the fields where you would actually store the data, and a timestamp, since we're obviously dealing with time series data. So here we have, for example, a home sensor that's taking the temperature and the humidity, and it's storing all of this. So it doesn't seem too complex. It's basically what we were able to do right now with Ben and the Go stuff. So what I wanted to look into while he's trying to reset Vim and go back to VS Code, the land of the lovely, I was going to look. Ben had mentioned there's an IoT simulator, AWS. Yeah, that we might want to try and use to feed data into our API, right, and store this in Influx. Let's go. Let's take me away. So I found this. I'll keep reading the docs on the side, but I'll bring back Ben.
There we go. Wild. I had to reboot my entire computer.
That was a quick reboot. So that's nice.
I mean, it's not a PC. So I mean,
okay. Maybe that's the problem.
It's not a PC. It came right back. So all right.
Ben,
so let me get. Where were you at?
Here, I was looking at the docs, right? And here's kind of what the line protocol element looks like. So you can see it's the measurement. You have tags, which is sort of like a the same as the AWS resource tags.
Yeah.
And then field set, it's obviously the key values of what you're wanting to get, like a temperature, and in our case, in our example, and this is how it looks.
Okay.
So here are the kind of the components. I want to go back to your screen on what you did in the code to see if we can relate that to the line protocol, because I'm assuming the SDK that you pulled in is taking care of kind of parsing that into the line protocol.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see what where I'm going. Let me pull them. I'm trying to get everything open back up again.
And this is why I was mentioning, I think there's a DB3 that we can use, but we got it working with DB2, so we'll keep using that for now.
Let's see here. All right, let's go back to sharing.
Define line protocols records using, so you can do the raw here.
Okay. So
but I think you didn't. I think okay. There's your screen. Okay, so I'm gonna take myself out and then let's look at the code and zoom in a couple times. There we go. So you got a new point.
Mm-hmm. New point.
And let's look at the input parameters. What is it calling these?
What is it calling those? Oops. Hold on, my hang on. There it is. Oh crap. What was my oh geez, I forgot my bloody keystroke. See, look. I'm such a there's no I want there it is. It's calling tags.
Okay, so that's I'm looking back at the documentation, and yes, we have the
tags and field.
It's the name, the top level name, then tags, and then the field. So it and the timestamp. So it maps exactly to that. And can we look at what you're passing in? Yeah. So you're doing the key value there. Cool.
Unit and temperature, and then unit is temperature for the tags, and then we're passing in values of average and max.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Just trying to pare it back down to what the line protocol. Well, shouldn't be air quotes, but what a line protocol is.
This would be we'll want to parse. That's the full. If I remember it's been a while since I've done any Go actually. So let's see, UTC this bad boy. Okay, cool. So do we want to? What do we want to do here? We want to create some points based upon.
So we had two ideas as far as the ingestion goes, and I think the easiest one right now, and we can leave the IoT simulator, device simulator, for another time. But right now we can create basically from Postman and generate those inputs using their dynamic variable stuff that they have. We can keep doing this with the temperatures just to see if we can get that data ingestion, and then we can modify it. So I don't want to get stuck in the loop I got last week where, oh yeah, let me change from post to pizza, and then everything broke. It's like, oh no, we got it working.
Yeah. So let's do this. We'll call this strike. This will be our strike data, and we'll have a package main type strike struct. Okay. We're going to have a time, right? Strike time. We're going to have a we need time. We want to store the power. How many gigawatts?
Yeah, I mean we need 21. What is it? 1.2. 21 gigawatts.
And then we'll have a location, and it'll just be a string, right? So we can strike. And I need to forgot my Go. We need to convert that to a capital so it's public. Strike time. And then if I remember, basically just giving it some marshalling instructions.
Cool.
Yeah. So now what we could do is we could let's do this. We'll create a var of strikes. We'll call it an array of strike. And then we'll do a for loop. Oops, not a for. That snippet was not very good. So we'll do a and we'll do an I less than 30. And then we'll just keep going. So now we've got a loop that we can create some strikes. We want a random location where we could pull. Let's create a locations string, and we'll go clock tower, roof, tree,
The diner.
Okay, those are the dinner. The dinner. The dinner.
Yeah,
We're gonna strike the dinner. Expected that found. Why is my syntax? Watch this. It's been a while. It has been a while. Golang for loop. Where is? See, like I said, this is how I like to program. I don't want to do it by range. We'll do it like oh, it's right. You don't have parentheses and go. Jeez, idiot. Such a moron.
It's fine.
Yeah. Cool locations declared. So here's another one. I forget how to get a random number between. I guess I could use ChatGPT, but guess what? I don't have that support in Vim.
Interesting.
Interesting. I know, huh?
And I get Copilot, Q.
Yeah, I don't have any of those. I'm old school in it.
Whew.
Old school in it. Rand range. I don't want. Do they not have a random function? How to choose a random number from a range. You need to seed it. Okay, cool. Print rand. We use a time from when the seed from it.
In JavaScript, you just do math.random and you're good to go.
Rand. So we'll do this. We'll do nope, not that one. That's crypto rand. We don't want crypto rand. We want math rand.
Yeah, so David has a good idea.
What's David got?
On your existing endpoint, maybe just change the hard-coded numbers to random ones. And then we just nail it. You just press send multiple times.
Say that again.
So the endpoint we got working, which is that main, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Just change the 24.5 and the 45.
We got to pick a time though, right? We've got to have we were gonna add a bunch of times in here, so I was gonna try to bump the time up, if I could, just by like a minute or something like that, right? And so if we do a max min plus, this will work. Max min, that's 20 to 30 or 10 to 20. Is that what that's doing? What is that doing? An int non-negative pseudo random number from the default sort of panics if n is less than 1. So this would be 20 plus 10. Proper example. I don't really. Could do.
You'll get a new timestamp each API call, so we don't have to do the random stuff. And I'll pop that message in. Oh, you're a single screen.
Yeah, what it may do.
So let's make it more. Oh, no. And I popped it in. Yeah. So Each call just gets a new date. I don't know how you do that. And
you just get a time, just like we're doing right here.
Yeah, so just do that. Yeah, time that now.
Okay.
It gives you it gives you a number between 0 and 20, and so you add 10 if you want 10 to 30. Don't know what that means, but each call. So you're trying to handle the randomness in a single call, and we can just do multiple calls and just do the in the millisecond.
You're losing me.
So here in the new point, we just set it to whatever we want.
Okay, and then just change it and rerun it?
No. It's you do instead of the average and max, you do we have the time. But
time's already there.
We can just provide it as an input, and we can do a randomness and
yeah, well, we could do this too. We could also just write the 10 points right now pretty easily too. Right? Yep. We could run this over and over. And so we could copy this and run this, right? Oops. And we could run it. So what would
it's our tags are...
We don't want stat though. We want strikes.
Yeah, strikes.
Okay. What would our tags be?
I guess unit is location. Yeah, so it's 2. You got unit is, we have 2 units. It's location and
power.
Strength. Power. Yeah, that's it.
So is it unit? This is unit. It's temperature. We could have a location equals bill.
But these are tags, so it's more on the.
So what does it come back as?
Tags.
Let's go back and look at this.
Yeah, so the tag can be the location that it went to, right? So in the example I'm looking at in Influx is the tag is room. Which room the measurement came from? Is it living room or kitchen?
Okay, so temperature. What do we? Select star from stat, and that gives us
the data points and the tag too. Look at that.
So fields, was it field dot? Stat dot average.
Okay.
Okay, stat dot average. Stat dot max. Okay, so why are we using, so what do the tags do?
They're also queryable.
Influx field versus tag. Not indexed.
Queries on tags are more performant than queries on fields. Huh.
So we can query where from stat. Okay, where unit
stat unit temp.
I can spell temper. Okay. All right. So we can do
location.
So location. So we'll call. But so we need to create. So this one will be location.
And it's
clock tower.
Yeah, we can make them up right now, but it would be essentially an input at some point.
And we'll say power is
0.9. We're looking for 1.21 gigawatts.
Okay. And what did we do here? We have strike time. Okay, so we have a time.
But the time is just it's part of the base protocol.
Can I
so not? We don't need a field.
But can I not specify that right? So if we built a time that looked like 1955, 11, 12, is it the 12th? Actually, this would be the 12th. And it would be, let's say 23, 09, right, like that. And then we could do a, that's the format.
I'm trying to see how you can create a date for a specific date. Okay, so seems to be time.date and then parentheses and year, month, day, and then the time.
Okay. Layouts, right. Just right. I should have done more. Yeah, there it is. Time.parse, layout, and the data. That's right.
Oh, nice.
So okay. So we'll say strike one. And let's just see if this even works. Let's do this first. We still got lots of time left. So, oops. Okay, so if we do that, and then now we can go back and I'm going to comment this out and then just do strike time one.
Yeah, you can leave the other ones if you want. Well, we need to change the power. Oh, yeah, you commented everything else. Okay, yeah, cool.
This is going to return an error. We're going to leave that alone. It looks pretty good, I think. Yeah, cool. All right, so let's
build. Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Yes, it compiles. Whew. Man, I was getting scared there for a second. It's been it may have been 9 months since I've written a lot of Go code. It's crazy how quick things atrophy in your brain.
What are you working with mostly now?
Right now, I'm doing a bunch of infrastructure work in TypeScript, CloudFormation. Okay. I'm not writing a ton of, like, most of the code that I'm writing is my weekend code for my articles. I'm not building.
So Markdown?
Yeah, a lot of Markdown. I'm getting real good at Markdown. Yeah, a lot of my stuff. I haven't spent enough time actually building user functionality in quite a bit. So I'm.
We're building the next gen application. People are going to want to time travel, so they're going to want to use this.
Let's see. So this would be our awesome
200. We haven't gotten a 500, Ben. So I'm very proud of
you. Oh, knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Here I have it.
Jeez. Gotta get that second coat put on that car. Strikes. Yes.
There they are.
Select.
Power.
Strikes. Oops. Whoa.
0.9 gigawatts.
So let's see what the time was. Is strikes.time going to be there? No. It won't let us create one with an old time. Really? Is that not right? We may have to do this. Oh, what if we did this, Andres? By the way, can we? How do we delete?
Man, the feature's not implemented. Oh no, because you have two. No. Control Z. Just remove the select. You're doing two queries. It's complaining about the two. DML
delete. Not supported. See if you can find how do you time influx.
InfluxDB Serverless.
Delete a measurement.
It might have to be from the Why does everything show the version 2?
Oh man, that's a little clunky.
You installed the CLI, right?
Yeah. But I don't have it all configured the way we need to.
Yeah.
Buckets. I don't want to drop it.
Yeah, you still want that table.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's go back in here and let's do it this way.
That's interesting. I can't find anything that
this is
says you can delete.
Of string should be able to.
Okay. Just use the date.now time. And I know you can't see the screen because you're a single screen user. It's weird. But so David, does date time now work just exactly like
it's just time.now. Yeah, it's just time.
That's what we were using.
Yeah.
Because what I found is time.date. It's a little bit different than what you were using, and I'll share it in our private.
I'm about to get a second monitor.
Yeah. And
yeah, but I was parsing this out.
I got a cool new second monitor, which is just a small thing that I can just plug, and it's very transferable.
Yeah, I mean that worked. I mean we can try that. The problem is that was what we were already doing in a large. Oops.
Yeah, David, we're trying to go in the past, but I think we can stick to the future. Maybe it's a second clock tower issue, and that we're gonna have to this year.
Yeah. We'll try this real quick and see what happens. Oops, I just quit the whole editor.
I think we're stressing David out. It's like, I'm going to start driving to Texas to help out Doc here.
Doc is he's out of the DeLorean. He's coming. So that's failing. Directory. Oh, I'm in Bootstrap now. I found that's a different one. Yikes.
What'd you do?
Nothing. Oh, it was an error. That's why.
Now I need to watch the trilogy with my kids. They've never watched Back to the Future yet.
Yeah, I know. Got to watch out for good old Clara. Poor Clara and the ravine. Clayton Ravine. Claire Clayton.
That's the third one, right?
That's the third
Western,
one, yeah.
The Westerns.
Yep, Clayton Ravine. Got to save her. It becomes Eastwood Ravine if you remember at the end.
Yep. Such good movies.
They are really good movies. The second one's not my favorite, but it was no Empire Strikes Back. Let's put it that way. All right, so let's create something here.
And what year is that they get the flying car? It's 2015, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely
9 years past. Yeah, we're 9 years past. We didn't do it.
It's not now. It's totally not now.
We got Cybertrucks instead. That's where we're at.
So, Star. Why do I only have one record?
It might have failed. Did we get back at 200?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
just do one
time.
row.
Let's just do time.now. I'm determined to stop fighting with dates right now.
Yeah, I know.
In JavaScript, though, I would have had this.
You're funny. You're funny. You said you wanted to do something that we'd have to fumble through, so we're fumbling.
Yeah, we're tackling Go inexperience, NeoVim, and time series.
Influx, all at the same time.
Influx, yeah. And just time series in general. There's
Yeah.
so much.
It's
I'm
been
gonna
a
read
while.
up on. I'm gonna read up this week a bit on kind of all the kind of the terms and the glossary for all that we were seeing in the docs.
I know. It feels like I felt like coming into this that like I remembered a lot of it, and then I remembered that it's been 8 years since I've done any IoT work, and I was like, oh gosh, 8 years. That's a really long time.
There we go. Yeah, it was.
But I only got 2. Oh, no, I got
eventual consistency.
yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, so
here's something interesting, and we might verify this, but Ziad's saying, I think the date should be unique. So it might be... it's the key, so it makes sense that you would at least...
It does have to be unique.
Yeah.
It does have to be unique.
At least, what if you have 2 readings at the same millisecond and just over... Well, in this case, it just fails. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay. So let's do this. Oh, I'm afraid to understand.
David, see what happens when you listen to me?
True.
We succeed, David. We succeed. Next time we'll probably have you up here, and you'll have the code.
Yes. I feel like David would prepare, though, too much.
It's something I've gotten comfortable with. Like the first live stream, I was like so stressed. It's like, yeah, I need to know. I need to know I'm gonna succeed. Now I'm like, hey, if we get through it, we get through it. If not, we can keep going next week, right? It's that's the beauty of these. They're so unstructured. So... As long as we're learning along the way, that's what's cool.
So, oops.
So, yeah.
Grab that. We'll grab that. Oop, did that not paste over it? Really?
Unimpressed.
I am. I'm unimpressed with them myself.
I would have done Control D multiple times. It would capture everything, and then Control V.
I know. It's not. I'm not showing it well for you, am I? So let's go to the diner. But the diner's going to get a close strike.
Close call.
DeLorean. Doing a big one, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Does not matter. Does not matter.
And what is it? The workshop, or what else do we have in the...
Yeah, strikes.
Manure truck.
Yeah, that's in part 2. Part duh. Or no, because remember it's the hover.
Ooh, hoverboard.
It was the hoverboard. Mm-hmm. Power. All right.
And we need something that's precisely 1.21 gigawatts.
We do need a precisely 1.21 gigawatts. All right, so clock tower. There it is. Now, what we could do is we need to pause just for a second.
Why though?
Because those times.
Oh, okay, I see.
You know what I mean? I'm thinking we might want to pause this bad boy. Oops. Did it again. Okay, now what we're going to need to do though is just in case.
So nice not having to type, Ben. We might do this more often.
You like, me drive. Maybe it's be funny. We can chronicle.
At some point, I feel like David, where it's like, just do what I'm thinking.
Yes. transfer it from my brain into your whatever.
We have background music for when we were just waiting for CloudFormation and stuff.
Mm-hmm. If this was Terraform, it would have already been done. Just totally.
If you had SamSync running,
yeah, probably could too.
It just updates the function code.
Yeah, like hey,
you can run it right now and see.
I'm like 3 days into Terraform, and I don't want to throw shade on it. It's fine, but I would take Sam as my number 2 before Terraform slides into that spot. All right.
Yeah. So J River says you can disable the change set. So and let's do that just so people see a little bit of Sam. Kind of going a bit of a tangent, but.
So we've got 7 rows. They're all the same.
19. We're looking for 31. Well, you have the delay, so it's going to. It was it half a second,
but it's probably not enough. It's what's the duration in? Oh. Oops.
Whoa.
Easy there, Andres. We'll put time.Saturday.
Saturday, nice.
That would be great.
You're living in tomorrow.
That's true. Like our Australian friends.
That's still crazy when you travel like those locations and you fly back and you arrive before you left, you know?
Yes. So what did you say I need to disable? What is Jay telling me to do?
Yeah, so go back to the samconfig toml.
The toml file.
And then, okay, you got len, confirm change set false there. And line through, what? It's weird.
What?
Line, yeah, there.
Oh, that's giving. You know what that's doing, Andres? That's a trick. That's telling me how many lines above my current line. Go. Yeah. Cool, huh? Anyway,
interesting. And you have sync set to watch true. So let's do samsync now, and it just keeps updating as you're saving the file. Do you have autosave?
Autosave? No, I don't think I have.
Okay,
autosave.
that's perfect because samsync.
You want me to run weird. Samsync?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go into. I'll do it another
way. But you were wherever you were running sam build.
Yeah.
You can do it there because you're already logged in that terminal. I guess you're.
Yeah.
Did you not save the file?
I think.
Oh no, this is a different confirmation.
Yeah.
So it's going to sync the infrastructure.
Yeah.
And then it should be updating. I mean, yeah, so it's updating the hello world function.
Is that doing what it's supposed to?
Oh, it finished. It should already be there.
Okay. Is that on 2? Nope, that's on 1. Okay, cool. All right. So it should have already done it, you said? Okay.
Yeah, it's just from the endpoint.
Some jitter or some sleeping in there. 8.
Sweet.
Well, that's not really what I want.
How many did we need?
Well, there's a bunch of bad data. That's not what we want.
Now we're properly testing in production.
I don't like any.
Past 15 minutes, 2:30.
Yeah, but like.
Oh, like it's not getting the different gigawatts.
Yeah.
Gigawatts.
Yeah.
Oh, the right. We're not writing them.
Just ignore. Just ignore. Just ignore.
As usual, the the tools are working as expected. It's just our inability.
Well, I mean, actually, the software tools are working. The human tools are not working at all. I just assumed that because I created a point, it was going to get written. Like, why not? Why wouldn't you do that? Oh, man. Oh, geez. Oh, my word. I can't today.
P1, P2,
I just can't. We have 5, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And is like a Vim plugin or extension and VS Code not good enough? They're not. Or how do you feel about those?
I'm using the same LSP that you do, the language server protocol that you're using in VS Code. It's the same thing. It's just executed by a different whatever. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Whatever, that can live. All right, so you said that should have synced.
So let's track there.
Is that
scroll down?
It's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah.
So I wonder if hold on.
There's a Flux VS Code extension.
Is there?
Unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Nope, we're not gonna use that thing. That plug extension because it would cause too many keyboard strokes. I mean, too many mouse clicks. Location.
What are you getting in there?
I'm gonna try the. I'm gonna see if I can set my time correctly now.
Okay, but we got the data, right?
Yes, the data. Yes, the data is there.
Cool.
The data is definitely there. 1.21. Okay.
Strike to strikes. Yeah. So we're calling out. They keep calling out our inability to code. So you misspelled strike.
Did I? Oops. Where did I misspell?
Line 1.
There we go. Strikes.
There's 2 line 1s.
Yes. What else did I miss? Missing. What am I missing? Map, string, location. Strikes.
No, comma, you have it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not a print. It's that. Okay, so now we're going to write P0 and see if P0 writes.
Yeah, and it might have been fine initially. It's just we weren't saving the points.
Yeah, I know.
There you go. Isn't it nicer?
Yeah, it's not too bad. We're gonna need a part 2 because we're terrible. A part 2, man. We could do a Hot Shots theme. All right, so what I'm wondering is this is
just do like yeah.
The problem is that this data was created.
Okay, yeah.
70 years ago.
We can't query it, yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's why I can't see it.
That's probably it.
What if we do?
It's weird because you're not just querying the data that you created in the past 15 minutes. You're querying the data with that timestamp. So it's a little bit differently than how I look at these tables.
Yeah, I can't query the past 30,000 days to now.
Okay, so 1955 is going to be
not going to show up.
May 1st or May 2nd.
Yeah, it's totally not going to show up.
Okay. Cool. But let's take a step back, right? So now we've got an endpoint that it's going to get fed data points.
Yep.
For when lightning struck.
Yeah.
And whether it was the clock tower and all that. Obviously, we can optimize that to have like inputs and stuff. But the main idea here is we're writing data. I would like to see sort of the dashboard.
Okay.
And yeah, so
here?
there.
That's where I am
just
right
to look
now.
at. I want to look. Is there some sort to look at metrics and stuff? Maybe there isn't.
Telegraph. What is Telegraph?
That
Collecting
seems to be an integration with something.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Telegraph. Okay, so I was thinking there might be like a
way to visualize it, like with
our usage, basically. How much are we querying?
Oh, good question. No.
That was risky of you.
To click secrets?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I have no secrets. I'm as dumb in public as I am in private. Or vice versa, whatever it is.
So go to the top icon, just the Influx icon. Visualize and alert, but that's to integrate Grafana, Superset Tableau.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I might research if there's a visualizer for that type of data, right? It's something we saw with like Neon is, hey, you hit a cache, right? Or you're doing 5 requests per second, and your usage of how much data you're using.
I don't see any of that in here.
And if you go up a level, up from Livestream to Pile Cloud Tech. Oh, no. Go back to the drop down. So there's billing. But this doesn't hover over Livestream. On top. Click that. There's usage. Yay.
Not very up to date.
Yeah.
It's not live usage, that's for sure.
So Daryl is telling us Telegraph is a tool to ingest data to InfluxDB from many different sources. It has plugins for all kinds of places that create data. It's kind of like FluentBit is used to transform logs on the way out. Cool. Thanks, Daryl.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So very, very basic, not super up to date, but that's normal. We'll check back in a bit with this. See if it changed a bit.
All right. So now we need to query something, right?
Yeah. So we need a new endpoint.
So let's go. Query world. Well, hello world. Oops. Query world. And we're going to need a main.go. And we're going to need a go.mod. And we're going to want to call this go.mod. We'll call it, what is it? I forget that. God, I am way out of practice. Like way out of practice. Isn't there should be a module definition. Yeah, it's module. And then the query world. Okay, so create a main package main, and we're going to create a create a func main, and let's go back and look at what do we have up here. I'm a big fan of copy and paste.
Who isn't? Who is it?
I don't know. Some people, maybe not me. All right, so we'll grab this.
Right. Looking query data.
Okay. And what do we return here? All right, so we'll grab that.
Yeah, so you plain write the query, and then there's execute query. Okay, it's very similar than the write.
Cool. So we're gonna want another client. I thought it was could not import.
It's at the. I don't know what you had in the other. You copy pasted this, right?
Yeah, running my. Should have got it. There, should have fetched those. Could not import. Should have. Should have fetched them.
Well, this is the main.go. Is that correct? When you want this?
There we go. This is also the first time that I've actually used Vim and Go.
Powerful combination.
This is the very first time I've done this, so I have not even tested the language server or any of that. Awesome. Should have fetched that. Would have thought it did. Yeah,
The one under it has like a prefix name. Does it need something like that?
No, prefix just lets me reorganize it.
Okay, I see.
Let's do. Let's just grab this. Say it's the same. Okay. Well, let's just do this. So we'll go back and we'll grab. I think it's column lambda.handler, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and we're going to need this client. So let's just grab all of this. All right. Could not import it. I don't know why, but all right. So let's go over here and we're going to add our function, right?
Yep.
We'll call it query world function. Okay, I'm a query world. Yeah. And bootstrap is what the binary gets called. That's totally fine. What do we need here? We need hello, and then we need, what are we going to fetch by? Let's do a location, because that's probably easy, right?
Yeah, we're specifically looking for, and that's going to query on the tag.
Tag,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that seems reasonable. And so if I go, directory not found. Function.
Query world bootstrap. So it's looking for that path. Does it exist?
Did not build it.
So go back to Vim, NeoVim.
We
You
should
got
have-
query world, and you don't have the file that it's trying to look for. How's the other one defined? The other
Well,
endpoint.
The other one is the same way. Oops, hang on. The other one is the same way. Query world.
It's the handler. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go down.
It's right there, and that's the same. It's query world, hello world, bootstrap. I think it's not building. Oh,
You need to go build first.
No, I need to.
Oh, it's the first thing you did.
I know, right? Cool. That should have done it. Just make sure. Should be building it. Really? Yeah. So I get rid of that. Cool. Cool. Whew. Man, I was nervous there
Okay.
for a minute. Sure, man. Off and running though.
You got like a few more minutes.
No.
Hurry.
Oh
Yes.
man, we're not going to make this happen that fast. I don't believe.
Yeah.
But-
Time flies. Time flies.
Time flies when you're screwing up. Is that what you were trying to say? That's what I felt. So we should have time flies when you're screwing up. Duplicate. This is a get by location. What the heck? Location. We'll just nothing's in there yet. Missing authorization token. So what ended up happening out there? Oops. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, it didn't deploy our endpoint. You're the Sam guru. What did I do wrong?
Show me the template.
Events.
Function. Hello world.
Okay. And then this one is path hello with a location.
The event is named the same, but that shouldn't affect.
The catch-all, does that matter? Doesn't matter
No,
what it's
that's the
called?
name of the event. Change hello to something else, and let's try that.
Okay, but I hate
then-
this too.
and then
Let's,
The path, yeah.
let's just get rid of. I hate the hello. Okay.
I'm not sure. I've never done root path. With no path.
Yeah.
That might get weird.
Now, Biff. You put 2 coats on it, didn't you, Biff? I'm sorry, Mr. McFly. I was just starting the second coat.
It updated stage.
A bunch of stuff. Oh, cool.
Okay, so go back, refresh the console. Yeah.
Why is that? That's really weird.
That it's not updating.
Yeah. Lambda function save the clock tower. So where are my functions? So let's do this too, because I can't stand looking at them like that. So.
Oh, yeah, I never name my stuff.
Access is create time series. I always like to name things.
It's you get a lot of collisions when you're trying to do like ephemeral sandboxes and stuff with the same account. Ugh.
I get it.
Cool. If this doesn't work, I'm calling that we're going to have a second part two.
Part deux. So
where we dig in a little bit deeper. So we wrap up the query. And I want to see, Telegraph seemed interesting, and also want to see if we can ingest data from the IoT stuff.
I'm kind of excited about this influx thing.
Yeah. I don't have a use case on it.
That's part of the problem.
Oh,
Idiot.
Rookie mistake.
Oh man. That's twice.
There you are.
Twice. Oh, I'm back. Moron. Man, that's so embarrassing.
Okay, so try it out. We'll wrap it up.
That's fine. It blew up.
We got
Good
a 500. Okay, that's
better than
better
than nothing. Yeah, that's our first one. I should have stopped while I was ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever.
We can get. Cool. Okay. So what do we get here, right? So trying out InfluxDB Serverless. I got some knowledge in NeoVim. I'm still not sold, Ben, but
It's okay. I'm not the right person to sell you on it. It's like buying a car from somebody that just learned to drive, like, and telling you should drive.
Okay. And we played around with Go. Usually what we've done in this live stream is JavaScript. So multiple new stuff. And then Sam, which is Ben's newer to Sam. That's what I use on a daily basis. So also getting a hang of that. Now it's me trying to convince him that Sam is better, but we'll see.
I know. It is.
But very cool stuff. It does seem as serverless as you can get with database.
Definitely gets the serverless stamp of approval.
Yeah, but I do expect, and we'll send out more promos out if we as we coordinate for a second part on this one, so we can wrap up the write and then see what other neat tricks we learn in time series. I do plan to read up on time series this week.
Good,
since it seems very interesting. So a lot to learn there.
The ability to query over Windows is really pretty cool, and the fact that it's optimized around those windows is super interesting.
Yeah, it's, again, in my day-to-day, I don't have a use case, but I might find one. So we can.
I mean, even if it's like for auditing, right? Like user audit stuff makes a ton of sense, and you can do the same thing with Dynamo, right? Like you can build keys in Dynamo that look a lot like this. But man, it's just the querying capabilities are kind of nice.
I think it's just purpose built for its performance for the time. And it would be interesting to see if we in the future we do some comparison on basic time series querying with Dynamo versus something like Influx or time series. It would be interesting having like the same keys and tags and stuff capabilities. We can look into something like that.
Interesting. I like that. We need to bring in some more experts to have a proper comparison.
Yeah, we'll see. And that's not something I know off the top of my head. Someone that's an expert in time series. Yeah. So I'll need to browse for that one.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna need to build a Mr. Fusion to do more of that. We're gonna need more.
Cool. Well, awesome. As always, Ben, this has been a pleasure. This has been fun. I learned so much. Yeah, we failed so much, but I learned so much. I know. And I'm learning what not to do in Vim and what not to do in Go. So thank you for that.
I appreciate it. Exactly. Don't listen to anything I say.
Cool. Let me, as always, play y'all out with our song. But thanks
for coming.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks, Ben, for taking the time. And this has been real.
Great, Scott.
Great, Scott. See ya.
Fridays rolling in lights, camera action, banging hunters on the screen that keeps the passion. Tuning in, the world awaits a digital display, unboxing secrets of InfluxDB in their own way. Dreaming the line, they're setting the pace, testing InfluxDB in the IT space. Is it serverless? Is it a breeze? Join the live stream and see with me.